Oh man, all these Kais! It's so confusing. Hey guys, MasakoX here, and as far as we were concerned in Dragon Ball, Kami was the grandest of gods, the keeper of the lookout in the heavens. But when Z came along and now Super is getting into its groove, we have got a whole lot of gods, and a whole lot of headaches. We have gods up the wazoo! Kai this, Kai that, it's become a catastrophe! Okay, alright, okay, I'm sorry. I promise to be careful. So this video is here to try and make sense of the whole god hierarchy all the way up until episode 66 of Dragon Ball Super. And the games, kind of, if you want to count Xenoverse 2. We go from the lookout to the center of all universes. A big shout out to Vitas Varnas for the topic suggestion. But for now, let's get on with the Pecking Order. First off, we have Kami, the Guardian of the Earth. Since Goku went up to the lookout for the first time in Dragon Ball, Kami was the highest known deity to us. He was here to watch over the planet and keep it from harm. Well, it was a lot easier back in the day when the fighters were a lot less strong and a lot more potent. The keeper of the sacred water, the room of spirit and time, and the highest place on earth, the lookout is the perfect place for a deity such as Kami, and then later Dende. Then we have King Yema, the Lord of the Dead. He is in charge of who goes where in the afterlife. Yema is our first glimpse into the other world, and it's the first sign that Kami isn't the be-all and end-all of life and death. There's a higher power out there, and that originally blew our minds. It doesn't stop here though. Yema may not be a Kai per se, but he is the stepping stone to where we go next. King Kai. For most of Z, pretty much up to the end of the Cell games, King Kai was the highest godly being that we were aware of. As far as we were concerned, King Kai was God. He was the divine spirit that gave Goku the strength to fight the Saiyan Menace, Vegeta and Nappa, with such iconic techniques like the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb. Such power, such techniques! This guy's gotta be the endpoint, right? No. This was the status quo until the end of the Cell games, upon which our minds were blown once again. Our King Kai wasn't so kingly after all. He was just one of 4 Compass Kais of the known universe at the time, Universe 7. In this case, he is the North Kai. Joining him were the East, South, and West Kais, to which he had a mixed relationship. Together, they supervised the galaxies of their respective quadrants on a day-to-day basis. If anything malicious were to ever happen, or special or unique, they would call upon their boss, the Grand Kai. Or Goku if you wanted to be plot convenient. The Grand Kai is a laid-back old dude who is Universe 7's effective figurehead. His duties are to supervise the Compass Kais, host martial arts tournaments on his own home planet, and just chilling his subjects out, man. Totally groovy. He is a person that trains some of the universe's greatest fighters. No wonder there are so many tournaments. He's just looking out for the best and brightest. It's a perfect opportunity for fighters to let off their steam and for him to pick out his latest students. But it doesn't end there though. The Grand Kai has superiors of his own, the Supreme Kais. There are 5 Supreme Kais in every universe. 1 Supreme Kai for every quadrant and 1 Grand Supreme Kai to watch over them all. Their roles are essentially, as far as I can tell, to relax on the sacred world of the Kais, read poetry, do some art, frolic in the fields, and sometimes if their quadrants' planets are looking a little hairy, they'll go down and just check things out, or if they're just bored. Their approach to supervising their respective quadrants is way more hands-off than with the regular Kais. It's their job to get their hands dirty. The Supreme Kais do all the ceremonial stuff like drinking tea and playing with each other, and then every couple of ice ages pop out some planets and life forms, you know, just to keep them on their toes. But wait, I'm not done yet. Now it's too early to say if the events of Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2 will actually play at all in Dragon Ball Super, but if you were to consider their events as part of the anime and manga, then you could include the Supreme Kai of Time, Kronoa. She's basically in charge of all time in all universes, as it seems. So she has to make sure that everything's kept in order, there are no anomalies, there's no changes, so that's why she has Trunks as an attendant to make sure that he doesn't do any pesky time traveling. Then we got the Battle of Gods movie, which introduced Beerus, the god of destruction of Universe 7. So every universe has a god of destruction and an attendant. So that's just another one to throw on the pile. And that was made into proper canon with Dragon Ball Super, which contributed in its own right. I mean, yeah, Beerus had an easy job, he just had to blow up planets every now and again. Self-explanatory, really. But he has a boss. In fact, everyone has a boss. The king of everything. The Omni King, Zeno. What? This guy? Really, this guy? Oh yeah, Toriyama's done weird stuff before, so why am I surprised now? This childlike ruler of all existences is where the buck stops. For now. He is the king of the 12 current universes. They actually used to be 18, but one day Zeno just destroyed 6 universes because he was bored, or on a whim, or for some unknown reason. Much like the regular Kai, Zeno has a relatively homely residence on top of a giant jellyfish. Okay, so how many Kais are there? Well, in every universe there's 10. 11 if you count Beerus and the God of Destruction. So in total, there are 132 Kais, 1 Supreme Kai of Time, and 1 King of Everything, so that's 134 heavenly beings. There is one important thing to note though. Not all of those heavenly seats are currently occupied. Some of the Supreme Kais, including the Grand Supreme Kai of Universe 7, were killed by Kid Buu many millions of years ago. So as far as we know, their seats haven't been taken. The Grand Supreme Kai he's sort of alive because he's the essence of Good Buu. But fortunately, his benevolent yet greedy spirit helped satiate the Kid Buu callous menace, and therefore we got Majin Buu. As far as we know, the only living Supreme Kai of Universe 7 is the East Supreme Kai, or Shin as we sometimes call him, which we see on a regular basis. Which I find really odd because either he's now become the Grand Supreme Kai of Universe 7 in all but name, or he's really shirking on his Eastly Supreme Kai duties, just to hang out with Goku. So there we go. These gods that are based on Hindu and Buddhist scripture are what govern the known universe of Dragon Ball. Bit of a minefield, isn't it? So what do you guys think? Do you think there are more Kais that will be added to the mix, or do you think that Zeno has a boss of his own? Leave a comment below and let's get this discussion going. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next one, be sure to like and subscribe. And until then, catch you later.